Hey friends, thank you so much for stopping back to my channel. I am so elated that you are here with me. My name is Mindii, if you are new here, and it is my first video of 2023, and it is actually 1:20 in the morning, so I have not even been to bed, and I have to get up and go to church in the morning, so yeah, I should probably get some sleep, but here I am. I wanted to record this video because it has probably been more than 6 months since I've put out a video. I've kind of definitely neglected The Sims for a while, and it's a little bit due to like my mental health and as well as taking on a full-time job. I've just been extremely busy doing all the mom things and all the work things and barely having time for myself. And I've also picked up a couple different hobbies. So as you can imagine, Sims have just been kind of put to the wayside, unfortunately. And I think I found a little bit of inspiration when I was looking through Pinterest and found a floor plan of a mid-century modern home. I found a ton of floor plans actually for mid-century modern homes on Pinterest, and I save them all. I will link my Pinterest in the description box down below so you guys can check it out. If you want to follow me, you can. I just have like a ton of like random houses and inspiration on there, but I will post a picture on the screen up above of the house that I took this inspiration from, and the outside is almost exactly the same. It's only a front view, so I don't really know what the back looked like, and the floor plan is not perfectly the same as the house, but I will link that down below too, so if you guys really want to look at it and kind of dissect the difference between them, I don't know why you'd want to, but just in case, you never know, I'll put that down below as well. But yeah, I'm really excited for this house. I have been working on this house for a very long time, and I think it turned out really good. I'm really pleased with it. It's probably one of my favorite houses that I have ever done. I have to tell you guys, because it has been a while since I have played The Sims, I was really completely indecisive when it came to everything about this house. Like, from the colors of the wall to the flooring to just the different swatches of things. And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I haven't played Sims in a long time. So even though I haven't played Sims, I've still bought like the new kits and everything. So like the clutter kit we got while I was building this. So I just kind of like was looking at everything, but it seems like everything's in different places now. And I also have downloaded the Better Build Buy mod, so of course going through the debug menu was completely different. It was just harder to find things. It's been a while. When you've been playing for a while, you kind of know like exactly where everything is, but then it's like you take a break and it's like you nearly forget everything. So yeah, I kind of struggled with that a little bit. That means that I cut quite a lot out of this, and I hope so much that it doesn't bother you guys, because I'm really happy to just have a video out. I have so much fun with it, and I know that, you know, not a lot of people see my videos, and that's okay, because I do really enjoy making them. I enjoy doing voiceovers. I enjoy editing them and just sending into the world what I love. So that's kind of the whole reason that I started my channel, and I'm not super consistent, and I can't guarantee that I will be super consistent, but it's still something that I enjoy doing. So I hope you guys enjoy watching them, and I hope the constant cutting from one scene to another doesn't bother you too much. I kind of went back and forth, and I was like, this isn't really good for me to put out after not making a video for so long, and the one that I do put out is just got so many edits to it. But this house is really worth it, you guys. Like, I love this house so much. It's one of my most favorite homes ever. I also couldn't decide if I wanted this to kind of take place in the 50s. This kind of got like, you know, the mid-century modern vibe. So I was trying to decide, do the Sims here, do they live like in the 50s? And I think they do. I think the Sims in this house are kind of set back in time, because my other option was to build this house, make it mid-century modern, and then just make it more up to date. Like maybe the people who bought this home really liked the style and just wanted to keep it that way. But no, I think this was kind of placed in the 50s. I also want to tell you this is kind of a, like, it's a mesh between 50s, 60s, and 70s because I am not super well versed in like the different eras or the different time eras. So I feel like it's a mesh of 50s, 60s, and 70s. And in the basement especially reminds me of that 70s show. So yeah, and there's also like a few things that like you wouldn't normally see, like video games. I don't know that there were video games in the 70s. There definitely wasn't in the 50s, but there's like video games, there's a computer here, so I don't know. You guys can just kind of, I think there's also like an Alexa type thing here. So, I mean, it's The Sims, you know, so you can do whatever you want with it. This is a rather large house as well. So this has room for a parent, two parents actually, 2 teens, 2 children, and a toddler. And the story that I kind of came up with this family is a little bit different. Normally what I do is I come up with stories and then I create the Sims because I love to write. And so because I love to write, I love to kind of make up stories. And that being said, I normally come up with a story in my head and then build the house around the Sims. But this was different. This, because I found the inspiration online, I wanted to create the house and then come up with the Sims. So as I was building this, I still wasn't quite sure the kind of Sims that I was going to have in this house. It is a full house. There's, I think, 6 people, and I am going to go and add 6 Sims. I am going to go back and I think add a dog bowl. I imagine this family having a dog over a cat, but there's plenty of room to add like a litter box if you want to have a cat in this home. So the Sims that I imagine living here, the mom and dad, I thought that was kind of interesting. So the mom, she's an astronaut, all right? And she's kind of like working for, I imagine, the Sims version of NASA. Does that exist? The Sims version of NASA? And I think she's kind of like the first woman astronaut. And I thought that was a really fun thing to do because I imagine that not only is she an astronaut, but I imagine that she's like the first woman to also build a spaceship. Now, I did not include a spaceship in here because they are so ugly and so big, but that was kind of the story. And I imagine the dad actually works at like the sim version of NASA. He maybe works at the science lab, and I imagine he's kind of like a programmer, so maybe he kind of helps come up with like different technology for the spaceship or whatever the case may be. I don't know how I came up with the storyline. And then they just have a full house. And so I think that mom is really kind of like leading the way. She's probably really well known because people see her, especially women, as like the first woman to go to space. And so that's kind of my story for the parents. But anyways, I did talk over the living room. I used quite a lot of different colors here, and I don't know, I just really liked them. I didn't want to do something super pastel, so I went with kind of more, I guess, like neutral earthy tones, which is like my personal preference. I love like neutral earthy tones, but I also really like vibrant like colors as well. So, but I wanted this to be kind of muted. I wanted it to have the feel that it did belong in the 50s and that a family was living here. So there's a ton of clutter in this house. And what I liked about the floor plan is the rooms are kind of in sections. I can't talk, excuse me. But at the same time, it's like really open. And I like that idea because I was also able to add like platforms and have like a multi-level thing. I feel like you see that a lot in mid-century modern houses where they're like bi-level or split level, and there's just different like depth to it. And it's nice because it does kind of add a little bit of separation in the room while it's still kind of open. So I did really like that idea. As you can see, I have skipped to just the kitchen, because I went through so many different swatches in the kitchen, in the cabinets, in the counters. Like, you probably saw when I first started working on the kitchen, there were blue cabinets there because I couldn't decide. I actually first began making this a very pastel home, and I don't know why I did that. And then I made it extremely dark and wood, like just wood everywhere. Now I know that's kind of like, what is that, like a 60s or 70s saying? I don't know, but yeah, and I do kind of use those wood panels because I feel like that is like a nod to the 50s where there's like wood paneling everywhere. However, it's just not nearly as dark as I originally made it. I had made like dark wood floors, but instead I wanted to use this new carpet that we got with, oh goodness, that came with one of the kits, didn't it? Like one of the recent kits that we got during me building this. And it wasn't the clutter kit, was it? It was the super colorful one that I think Plumbella helped come up with. I think. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. I don't know all the names of the kits and the packs anymore because there's just so many of them. But anyways, as you can see, I put some potatoes in the sink as if maybe they were washing them to get ready to cook them. I do that so much. I just really like it. I like the little touches. And I added those new coffee cups that we got, and I put it on the swatch that made it look like it was dirty. So I stuck those in the sink. I have not play tested this yet, but I'm going to. So as soon as I do, it will be up on the gallery, and my gallery ID is Mindii 1990, and I will put that below and on the screen as well, just in case you are wanting to download this. This is CC free. And so yeah, but this is pretty much it for the kitchen. Next, I move into the family room, which I really, really love the family room. It's probably my favorite part of the whole entire house because I just added so much clutter. I wanted it to just look like a family lived here, and not just a family, but a rather large family. There's a lot of Sims living in this home, so naturally I figured there would be more mess. You know, kids need to spread out and they have everything with them. So moving on to the family room, I end up using those couches and I put them in, I use those couches, and I end up putting them in the like plaid, I think there's like a red swatch of it. It's been a while since I've built it. Oh, they're orange. Yeah, I use a red and orange swatch, and I really like that. And then I do kind of go back and forth trying to find a like a fireplace, and I wanted to do like built-in cabinets kind of thing, or kind of like a larger entertainment center. So yeah, that took me a while. I don't know what my deal is. I don't know if it's just because I haven't played in so long. I could not make up my mind about anything. It was ridiculous. Like, just the most smallest things I would get hung up on, like the swatch of those plates, for instance. It was just, I don't know what my deal is. But anyways, this room, I imagine, is probably the most used out of all of them because the kitchen is right there. It's open to the kitchen. The dining room's right there. I imagine the first living room that I created is more for if they have guests over. Maybe they go in there and have like a cup of tea or read the newspaper in the morning or something in there. But this is like their family room. This is their gathering place. This is where the kids maybe sit and do homework at the table, or there's also a desk in here with a computer. So I feel like this is like a high traffic area. I also put in some toys. I put in a art table right behind the couch. It felt very realistic, and it felt like that's where like the family gathers, and I just really like that idea. I like the idea of the whole family being together, and you know, maybe somebody's watching TV. I put that new it's like a chess kit, but you can't actually play chess on it. It's like table chess, and it came with the clutter kit, I believe, and I just keep calling it the clutter kit. I don't know the name of it. And I stuck that in here, like maybe they play games together sometimes. Down in the basement, which I decided to add the basement later on, so you won't see that. I did do that off camera. Down in the basement, I imagine is kind of pretty much the teens area. There is a laundry room down there, but then there's a bathroom in the teens' bedroom, and there's also kind of like a family room down there as well, but I imagine it's more like the teen has like kind of taken it over. It's kind of like their little hangout spot where their friends come over and they like I can't talk. They hang out down there and they play foosball or, watch sports or whatever the case may be. So that was kind of what I had in mind for the downstairs room, but this is a really large house. There are 3 bedrooms upstairs, there are 3 bathrooms upstairs, and then downstairs there's another bedroom, so a total of 4 bedrooms. And I do just want to say a few things that I did do off camera because I couldn't decide on so many different things. I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. So much got cut out. A few things that did get cut out were most of the bathrooms. I recorded one bathroom, and it's the guest bathroom that I recorded. I do wish that I had recorded the Jack and Jill bathroom. The 2 bedrooms upstairs that belong to the kids, they are connected with a Jack and Jill bathroom, and I really love that bathroom, but I had actually completely forgot to hit the record button while I was doing that. I do that a lot. So the only bathroom that you guys will see being done is the guest bathroom, but I will put pictures of everything at the end so you guys can see. I also left out the basement because, again, it was one of those things where like I couldn't leave everything in because it would be such a long video, and I didn't want to cut every single thing out. So I kind of had to make a priority, and I wanted to show you guys my favorite parts of it. Where we stand now, the backyard is not completely done as of yet, but I am hoping to finish that so you guys won't see the backyard as well. So basically bathrooms, basement, and the backyard you guys don't get to see. But I figure it's not too terrible. The teen's bedroom is down in the basement, so I didn't record that, but like I said, I'll have pictures at the end. Again, I hope that doesn't bother you guys too much. I know it's like frustrating sometimes, like you want to see those things, and I don't know like how people make their videos so short, or if it's just because I am so indecisive that I take forever to build houses, and so I have so much footage. I think that's what it is, but I do apologize that you guys won't get to see those things. But anyways, moving on, I am pretty much done with the family room here, and I'm just going to clutter up this little shelf right here in the dining room. I wanted to have kind of like a china cabinet, and again, this was another area that I just spent so much time on, and I don't know why. It was just like I was hung up on the smallest things. I think, like I said, part of it is because I haven't played in so long, but I think the other part of it is just wanting it to, when you start building something and you're like really excited about it, you're like, I want it to be perfect, but perfect doesn't exist, obviously. And so yeah, I think I just kind of get in my head when I do that, and I don't know, I just want it to look so good, and I love cluttering things up. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this area. I do go through and add a few other things. I clutter up that shelf. You guys don't see me do it. And then here in the entranceway is another one of my favorite parts of this whole video, because there is like when you walk in, you see this end table, and then up against that wall with the wood panels, I create this like built-in sitting area, like a little bench, and I use the tool mod so much in this build, and it was kind of exciting because I was familiarizing myself with the tool mod. I've used it before in the past, but never really enough to feel completely confident about it. So this build really kind of helped me build my confidence when it came to the tool mod, though I made a lot of mistakes. And so again, there's a lot of me cutting those out because of that. So yeah, but anyways, here I am just kind of cluttering up this front entrance. Again, I wanted everything to just be super cluttered because they have lots of kids. It's a big house. There's lots of kids. They're probably all really busy between like extracurricular activities and sports, and mom and dad are probably working a lot, especially if they're like like scientists and astronauts. And so, yeah. But, yeah, I really like this, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Like I said, it has been so long since I've recorded a video, and I'm really sad about that. I'm really sad that I've kind of stepped away from it, but like I said, I think my mental health has, I think it's kind of gone down a bit, and I hate to say that because for a while I was doing really well, and then it just seems like out of nowhere it just hits you, and yeah, it really sucks. But anyways, here I am just picking out a rug, and I liked that rug. I liked the little bits of green in it because I kind of use green throughout this build, just in like little accents, like as you can see the light there or the end table. I think there's like a green wall on like the living room wall, and so I just wanted to be able to like pull those little bits of green like from the dining room and just kind of put it all together. So here I am using a lot of the shelves from home decor, home, what is the name of that? Oh my gosh, I don't even know anymore. You guys know what I'm talking about. But I merged it with the little like some of the little stools that we have, and I'm just changing it to like a darker brown color. And then I use these pillows, and I end up merging these pillows on here, but I also merged that little box that we got with the little campers kit because it has a blanket over it, and I merged that in there, and I just think it looks really cute. There's just like a blanket hanging there. Was that from the little campers kit? I think so. But I just put these pillows up here, and I just think it looks so cute. It looks so good. I wanted to leave some of that in so you guys could kind of see me just messing around with the toolkit, and that's kind of the end product. I really like it. I think it's super cute. I just think it'd be like a nice area for somebody to take off their shoes or sit for a minute if they're like waiting on, maybe a brother or sister if they're going somewhere. And then here is the guest bathroom. I cluttered this bathroom up so much, and I wasn't really thinking about it because it's a guest bathroom, and really everybody in this house has their own bathroom because there's a bathroom in the master bathroom, and then the Jack and Jill bathroom in the other two bathrooms, and then the teen down in the basement has a bathroom. So I don't know. I imagine maybe the Jack and Jill bathroom, because the two bedrooms on the opposite side of the house, one bedroom is a teen girl, and then the other one is, I imagine her to be a girl, and she's a twin, and her twin is a boy, and the toddler's a boy. So I imagine maybe the teen comes over and uses this bathroom. Maybe she just doesn't want to share with her little siblings. I don't know. I mean, really, you can put anybody in here, or you can make the storyline whatever you want. You can change any part of this house. I always just ask that you don't upload it as your own, but I believe that EA has kind of created a way where you can't do that now, which I'm so glad, because it seemed like so many people were taking credit for houses that they didn't do, and I know that it was like really upsetting a lot of people, and I totally understand, especially when you work really hard on a creation and then you find out that somebody else is like uploading it as their own. But you're always more than welcome to download this house and change whatever you want and re-upload it to the gallery. The gallery will automatically tag like my name in it, so it'll say like originally uploaded by Mindii. So I mean, have at it, go for it. Here in the garage, I kind of created like a woodworking space, but there's also a space. I think I end up putting a table out here, like a card table out here, so it's kind of maybe like a little bit of like the man cave, I guess. I imagine the dad maybe plays like bowling. He goes bowling. Maybe he's part of a bowling league. I don't know, but he's got all of his trophies out here. So I imagine that mom was probably like, look, I don't care if you have these trophies, but you're not putting them like in the living room. They just don't match the decor or something like that. And so I think dad just hung them out here because that's where him and his friends hang out. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just kind of what I had in my head. And so yeah, whenever I'm creating Sims here lately anyway, I like to give my Sims like 2 or 3 hobbies. Like maybe something that they really enjoy doing, like their main, if dad really likes to do woodworking, but he also likes to maybe program on a computer or play sports. So I like to give each sim a couple different hobbies, because whenever I do that, it forces me, I shouldn't say forces me, but whenever I do that, I always end up adding more skill building items in my builds, which allows you guys to kind of change the storyline on your own without having to add a whole bunch of skill building items, So I try to always put like the main ones in there, like a computer, of course, I feel like is kind of necessary whenever you're building a house for the Sims, and I don't know, just a few extra things for them to do. I also put some generators in here. I was thinking for a while that this family was like super eco-friendly, but then I was like, but like she's building like a rocket ship, and I'm not sure that rocket ships are like really super eco-friendly, but I don't know. Also, I don't think the generators get like a positive eco standing, do they? I don't know. I don't know enough about the eco lifestyle pack. It was never really like, it's not that I don't like it, I just never really had a whole bunch of interest in it. But anyways, we are moving on to the parents' room. This was another room that I struggled trying to decide what color scheme to use, and I end up, in the end, it ends up being like black and blue, and I think maybe like gray or green or something. So right now it doesn't reflect that at all, but it changes quite a lot. And the bathroom in here is just a basic bathroom. I think maybe there's just a shower, or maybe I put a shower tub combo. I don't really remember, but I do end up putting some closets in this bedroom. I wanted this house to look realistic, and I feel like I did I feel like I did a pretty good job. I feel like this is a fairly realistic home, but I don't know. As always, tell me your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, because I just want to know, do you guys think that this looks realistic, or is there something that you would change? I don't know. Like I said, this is kind of like a mashup of like the 50s, 60s, and 70s, I think, maybe even a little 80s. I don't know. It's just an everything house, but I feel like that's realistic. I feel like that's really realistic, because like I have old furniture that has been given to, like my dresser was given to me, and it used to belong to my grandma, and it's a really beautiful like dresser that's like got just gorgeous like woodwork on it. And the same with my desk. My desk was made by like my great grandfather, and so of course they're not like modern, they may not match like the rest of the furniture in my house, but I feel like that's like just a family house, especially when you have a big family like this. Maybe you can't like afford to like buy all the new like furniture. So yeah, I kind of like that it's like a mashup of different styles and different time eras. So here I am just adding a couple bits and pieces of just decor that I feel like would be around the house. That was kind of like my main goal. I just really wanted to just clutter this house. I wanted it to feel realistic. I put the what is that? Like the little makeup table, the vanity. I couldn't think of the word for a minute. I put the vanity over there, and I also we got a mirror, and it clearly does something. I don't know if it acts as like a regular mirror, or if it acts as like its own little vanity. I haven't played with it yet, but yeah, I stuck that over on the vanity. So if it does act as a vanity, I apologize. It's kind of like a double vanity, but I haven't played enough with it yet. But here I am going through and changing the color to blue, the black and blue. I think I ended up pulling that from like the rug, and then I changed like the bedding and everything. I do that sometimes. I like to find a piece of furniture that I like, and then I tend to build a room around it. So finally, we're moving on to the kids' room. This is where the two daughters sleep, and I imagine the one daughter is a teenager. She's the one with the purple and pink bed right on the side, and then the other one is the little girl. She's a twin. At least in my story, she is a twin. And I imagine the girl with like the purple bedding, she's probably about 15 years old, and I think that she probably thinks her sister is like sickeningly sweet. Like I kind of think of like Wednesday Addams, and I haven't even seen Wednesday yet, but I kind of like thought about her as I was building this house. I think she's just kind of more dark and brooding, and she's just like, ew, like you're so like sickeningly sweet, like you give me a toothache kind of thing. Her sister, on the other hand, I think really enjoys school. I think that she likes things like bright and cheerful. I think she's probably a really cheerful sim, and she wants to be a veterinarian. At least that's how I pictured her in my head. I don't know. This sister, though, the more like dark and brooding sister, I imagine she wants to maybe be a fashion designer or a makeup artist. But for her hobbies, I imagine she likes to do makeup. I just, again, kind of pictured that in my head. I think she likes to do makeup, and maybe fashion. I don't know. So I think for her hobbies, I give her, maybe I add a guitar or I don't, but I was thinking at one point that she liked music and makeup and fashion. And then as far as the little girl goes, I imagine that she was really into just like animals, like all animals. She loves to help animals. She's a good sim. She gets really good grades. She likes school. She enjoys it. She enjoys being around other people. Whereas the teenager, I think she's probably a little bit of a loner and she doesn't want to be around people. She likes her music. She likes her makeup, those kinds of things. So that's kind of my idea. I know they're like very stereotypical. Again, you can make them however you want. It doesn't have to be it for anybody specific. It's just kind of what I saw in my head. You can't see it, but off to the side is their Jack and Jill bathroom, which also leads into their brother's room. And I had a lot of fun cluttering up this room. But again, this was like my third attempt at doing this room. So yeah, it took me quite a while. I just couldn't get it right. I don't know what my deal is, but I end up cluttering up the teenagers' shelves. And then I go and I clutter up a little bit on the little girl's bed, the daughter, like the young child bed. And I added like stuffed animals and just like super cute just decorations like flowers and stuff on her bedside table. Here I am adding some makeup to the teenager. I added a little bit of mess because I do imagine she is a little bit more messy, whereas like her younger sister is probably like really clean. Maybe she makes her bed every day. I wish that like your Sims could leave their beds messy, because I do kind of miss that from The Sims 3. But I have to get comfortable here, guys. I am old now, and whenever I bend my left knee for a long time, it starts to hurt really bad, and I feel like I should probably get that checked out, but I'm just ignoring it because I'm going to be 33 here in 19 days. Oh. But anyways, I don't remember what I was talking about, but yeah, I do end up adding some decorations on her bed, like this little lamb. I thought the lamb was like perfect, like super cutesy, super like just sweet and adorable. And then over here, the brother's room. So the other twin, I imagine he's into chemistry. I think that he also really likes school. I also think he's into space and scouting. So maybe kind of taken after mom and dad a little bit, like into the whole science thing. And then we have the toddler. The toddler doesn't really have much personality now because they're toddlers. And then the teen downstairs, I imagine he's really into sports, or she's really into sports and video gaming. So they have like a video game down there. Again, you'll see that at the end of the video. I do wish that I could have like stuck that in the video, but otherwise it would have been like an hour long, and I didn't want to do that. So anyways, you'll see me clutter this up, and then you will see me kind of work on the front yard for a little bit. I also leave out the backyard. I know, I'm sorry, but we are coming to the end of the video. Please stay tuned for the pictures at the end, because you'll get to see everything that was kind of left out, and it's my favorite part. Like I said, I really love this house. It's one of my favorite houses that I've ever done, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It was so nice to be able to create a video again, and I hope that I can create more in 2023, and hopefully I can like bring my channel back a little bit. But yeah, I hope you guys are all well. I hope you had a good new year, a good holiday, and I hope that you are being kind to your friends and your family, and I will see you guys all later. Bye.